Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Cast Conversations. We are once again joined by Anthony Bosch, continuing our conversation from the previous episode. And I know we said that we were going to continue with our days off, but I actually wanted to start with something else, and then we'll go into our days off afterwards. But something a little more serious for Anthony, I know. You want to tell him why exactly you were doing the Disney college program and what you were kind of expecting from it?
Okay, so kind of a serious story, like Phil said. My girlfriend at the time told me about the college program, and I was like, nope, nope, absolutely not, nope, nope. Then just living in a small town in Minot, North Dakota, just kind of just was getting like boring for me, and then I kind of just like thought to myself, I'm like, hey, I guess this could be a good experience, but I only went to Disney one time, and that was when I was 18 years old. So I'm just like, this is gonna be the biggest waste of time. I'm gonna be working around some kids that were raised in Disney, and they're just gonna talk Disney all the time, and I'm just gonna be overwhelmed by it. And like so yeah, my she is currently now my ex girlfriend. By the way, that's why we kind of got into a serious topic because we broke
Yeah.
up at Disney, and so like I traveled all the way across the country for us to break up. So that was
Which,
that.
which now Anthony's in a fantastic
Oh,
relationship
well,
with the
thank
lovely
you.
Lauren.
Oh, we love Lauren. Best thing that's happened to
Very
me in a
lovely
while.
lady.
Very. Phil actually met her, and we went on a skiing trip. I
Yep.
almost broke my thumb. I'm never going skiing again. Uh,
Trisha and I went with, and you guys met Trisha in our, I think it's episode 6.
Bonjour from Trisha.
Yep. Me and Trisha went with Anthony and Lauren to met up in Minnesota to go skiing.
And I biffed it, and I waited in the car for an hour and a half. It wasn't too long. It could have been longer, so that was nice. But the lady put me in a slit, or what's that called?
I don't know, a splint?
Splint.
No,
That's it. A
that's
splint.
it.
She put me in a splint when I injured my thumb, so I looked like I completely broke my arm, but it was only my thumb. And I sat in Trisha's. Was it you or
Yeah,
Trisha's car?
Trisha drove.
I sat in
Yeah, it was
Trisha's
Trisha's
car.
car.
But anyways, back on the topic. So my experience, like I said, I just thought I was gonna hate it because one, Florida's so humid, and I'm a human furnace, so I sweat so easily.
Used to the North Dakota negative 40-degree weather.
Dude, we drove through blizzards to get down to that place.
Did you really?
Yep.
To get down to the 80-degree heat or so?
Yeah, so we drove through blizzards. Like we made it to Iowa, like in 2 days. You have to know, like Iowa's only like a 9-hour drive from where I was, and so we actually went to the Viking game, the
Oh, yeah, I
The
remember you
Viking playoff game
doing that.
the night before. Then we tried, and there was a blizzard that night, and we tried going. We only made it like 4 hours the next day, but then like as we got to like the more southern like Tennessee and stuff, like it, that's where like we found the gateways to the good old Florida. Had our orange juice,
Well, I
and
remember even on my trip down, even just coming from central Illinois, we drove through quite a bit of snow. Now that I
oh yeah,
remember it, even in like Kentucky, I think there was snow.
hmm yeah. So that was that, but my overall experience, I say, was pretty well. Like it's not a good. Oh boy, that didn't feel good. Um, it's not as good as most people's, but I say like I don't regret anything. I met Phil and Connor and like other friends down there that I
Paxton.
all Paxton, Hayden, shh, making Paxton feel bad because I forgot him.
I know.
Sorry, Paxton. It's just how we don't talk anymore. 'Cause, like Phil, Connor, and I have a streak on Snapchat, so like I contact them on a daily
I
basis.
got a streak with Paxton going.
You do? What the hell? I
Yep.
mean, heck. All right.
So yeah, but it all turned out good for you, right? I
Oh
mean,
yeah, life's so good. Life's so good right now. Like, it happened like kind of towards the end of the program. So like my last month and a half was so fun. It was so fun before then, but there was just like a couple of weeks when me and my ex had some issues. I just kind of put a damper on things for a bit, but then after it was mutual, so it wasn't like anything like bad. So like
Yeah,
after
I remember you were stressed out a little bit by it, but
but then after that all went down, and we went our separate ways and kind of just gave each other space the rest of the trip. It was quite the ride, I would say. So
but yeah, then I know you had a nice month after that. Made a lot of friends at work and stuff.
oh yeah, for my friends at work and Phil, Connor, and Paxton, I would not make it through it. I even last day together, I even was crying when Phil left, and I told him this program wouldn't have been the same without him. And then, yeah.
I held it in until I made it to the car.
Dude, that was rough. I have not cried like that in quite some time.
Yep, I made it to the car, started bawling my eyes out, put my head in Trisha's shoulder.
And Trisha was smirking over there because she was like, "Good, Phil is now mine." She was plotting it out. She was laughing at my pain. Trisha, I know you're hearing this. You're so mean to me. She's gonna snap me when this episode goes up and be like, "I am not mean to you." Oh man. Anyways, so yeah, that was that though.
So yeah, now going into Phil and Anthony's days off. There weren't a ton, but I mean we made the most out of them. That's for sure.
Oh, did we?
So the first couple we had, I know we pretty much went to Disney parks, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I know we went to you and I think it was like towards the end, the one I remember the most. You and I waited in line for Avatar,
Yeah.
Flight of Passage.
We stood next to these lovely people from Canada, had a nice conversation with them.
So reassuring. Like, being from North Dakota, we're practically next to Canada. We're not practically, we are next to Canada. And so, like, we kind of have the same lingo. And the guy said he's going to smoke a dart. And, like, I've not heard the word dart in so long. And so, like, him and I were, like, talking and, like, saying North Dakota slang. And it felt so nice. Oh, my goodness.
The only awkward moment was when they started talking about Celsius and we were talking in Fahrenheit. And we just had no idea how to compare. So we started looking it up on Google.
Yeah, and they're like, Celsius is so much easier. I'm like, nah, not really.
Not if you don't know it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that was actually a pretty fun line to stand in just because we ended up talking to them so much.
And the line queue's so cool there.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
it is.
Like outside, you get like the nice trees and waterfalls, and you go inside, and it's like different every room. Like, so cool. But
was that the? Oh, that was the same day we went on Everest and acted like we won the victory royale on our phones on Fortnite.
On our phones, because we know where their pictures are on basically every ride. Oh man, yeah. Then where else did we go? I know you and I went to Magic Kingdom. We had our selfie in front of the castle.
Yeah, because that was the first time you saw Happily Ever After, right? Was with me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yep. I know. I saw.
So we waited for it.
Yep. So we watched that. I almost cried when Toy Story came on because that's my favorite movie.
Going off of here, what'd you think of Toy Story 4?
Didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, it was cute, but Toy Story 3, the way it ended, like Andy said goodbye to Woody. Woody said goodbye, partner. We all shed our tears and we moved on.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a false sense of hope on Toy Story 4. It was cute. Disney I think it was just a money thing going on, but I don't think it needed to happen. But
they could have made it at least a better story or better ending.
Yeah, like I'm not
when people, of course, when people thought it was gonna, or when people said it was so sad, I thought someone was gonna die. I was thinking, uh-oh,
am I gonna cry?
This is gonna be brutal. But
yeah, like,
oh well. We're recording this before The Lion King comes out, but I'm going to see that.
When's that? Is that up tonight?
Yeah, I guess it is technically tonight, but mainly tomorrow. I think I'm
excited to see that. By the way,
yeah,
I'd love the live action Beauty and the Beast. You guys slammed that, but I enjoyed it very much.
No, did I not say in the podcast? I enjoy it.
I know Jeremy didn't. So
yeah, Jeremy didn't like it as much.
Out.
We never even mentioned that Jeremy isn't with us. Jeremy will be back in our next episode once Anthony leaves us, sadly.
Dang.
But yep, Jeremy uh, was a little busy and had a little tickle in his throat, but he'll be back in our
Shoot.
next episodes. But yeah, I enjoyed the Beauty and the Beast live action. I have a record player and I have the vinyl of the Beauty and the Beast album.
Oof. Just had to get that off my chest just because I was like listening to it and I was like, hey, that's a good movie. Emma Watson is Bay. Well, Lauren's Bay, but if I had a celebrity Bay, Emma Watson. But
Yeah, no, it
anyway,
was good. What were we talking about before?
we're talking about Days Off.
Oh yeah, Days Off.
So like, of course, it's like any other cast member, they would go to the parks. But Phil and I, though, outside of the park, we had something very, very special. We did.
Very near and dear to our hearts.
Hey, how many minutes in are we?
11 minutes.
Okay, good. Just didn't
Go
want
ahead.
to take a sponsor break. Deep in our hearts. So it all started when we all asked each other what we're looking forward to in this program. And everybody goes, I was like, meet new people. Paxton was like, go to the parks. And then Connor was like, going into the parks and stuff. Phil goes, $5 CC's Pizza Buffet. Because he learned that cast members get a sick deal at CC's Pizza. So from that day, every day off we had, or any opportunity we had to go to CC's, we went. It is so bad pizza, but
It's
it was
terrible pizza.
but it's like $7 buffet, and we would go there and we would come out different men, not good men. Like we would hate each other. Like we would get back to the house in the bathroom for like 20 minutes, and we
would
were
just say to each other, we'd say, "Oh my god,
we're like,
I feel terrible."
we're like, we're never doing that again.
One
And,
week
like,
later,
and it's like so unsanitary there. Like the scoopers are on like the dirty counters, and like the people there just did not look like they wanted to be there working. Then
I think you knew this, but Jeremy's girlfriend is or was, I don't know if she still is, a manager at CC's Pizza Buffet.
Jeremy, I'm still waiting for my hat.
Yeah, so once Anthony found that out, he wanted some merchandise.
Oh, speaking of merchandise, you guys need to release some soon. I'd buy some.
You buy some?
Oh,
Yeah, we're trying to figure that out. I was actually looking into that earlier today. So be on the lookout for some new merch. Check that out soon.
Dude, last
throwing
week,
that out there.
Last weekend, I was legit 5 minutes away from a CC's Pizza Buffet, and like, because I went to Washington D.C. for a vacation, and I told my mom, I was like, "Yo, we want to take an Uber to CC's Pizza? It's only $5 to get there."
Oh my gosh!
And she goes, "Absolutely not," because she read like the Yelp ratings, and they're like the worst pizza I've ever had. And I'm like, "Hey, it's the experience, Mom."
It is the experience. It's the nostalgia at this point.
Golly, so it's about that time.
We need to come together to a CC's Pizza Buffet.
Oh God!
The unfortunate thing is that neither you or I have one, even within like an hour away from our houses.
No.
So
we just gotta take like a Disney trip and stay at the Howard Johnson Inn, and not go to Disney. Just go to Disney, Howard Johnson, and CC's.
you want to explain the inside joke of Howard Johnson Inn?
Okay, so Phil and I went to, or should we do a quick commercial break? Just then come back to it.
Tell the story, and then we'll go to commercial.
All right. So Phil and I went to Target for just to get groceries and all that jazz. And we drive by this sketch hotel. It's called the Howard Johnson Inn. And I was like, oh my goodness, that is a ratchet hotel. I'm like, I wonder what type of people live in that place. Phil turns to me and goes, that's the place Trisha and I are staying when she comes and visits. $32 a night.
You can't beat the deal.
No continental breakfast at all either.
Oh, I didn't care about that. We were in the parks by 8 a.m.
That's right. Get yourself a nice Mickey waffle.
Exactly. All right. We'll go to a quick commercial break here for a second. Get a word from our sponsor, and then we'll be right back. All right. See you guys in a second.
All right, people, I know you're kind of tired of that sponsor, but soon you'll get a new sponsor, CC's Pizza. I'll contact the CEO and get this rolling for you.
Yeah, I mean, they might as well just be our sponsor anyways. We'll
Dude,
probably talk about CC's way too much.
the amount of times we put, the amount of money, I think I spent like $49 at that place.
I know,
It's
right? They could at least give something back.
maybe like a free pizza every episode we shout them out. Good macaroni and
Yeah.
cheese one.
Only bad thing is I'd have to drive about 2 hours away to go to one.
Uber Eats. Uber Eats should sponsor Paxton at this point. How much time has he got?
I asked him if he was still using that. He said not as much, but he still does every now and
Dude, the
then.
amount of times like he would just be sitting there on his phone and he would just get up and he'd come back with McDonald's. I'm like, Paxton, how'd you get that? And he would be like, Uber Eats. I'm like, all right, Paxton.
That
So,
dude always was getting Uber Eats. Did he ever get anything besides McDonald's from Uber Eats?
not that I know of. Maybe a Wendy's, maybe.
I
Um,
I remember it got to the point where so I'd get off work at midnight
mhm.
and I would text Paxton about the time I got off and I'd say, am I picking you anything up from McDonald's tonight? And he'd either say yep or just a no. But oh my gosh.
Yo, I kind of felt bad because I think ever since like he made a mess, like he just didn't want to use any of the dishes anymore. So he
When
just
he made
ate.
his chicken?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I
So,
kind of feel like he just didn't want to get groceries. Well, he always said that he didn't have a way to go to the grocery store, so it was kind of a pain in the butt
yeah, we had
because
a bus.
he didn't have a car. The bus was kind of unreliable. Okay,
Oh
the
boy.
transportation system for college program members
It was
absolutely
terrible.
terrible,
Yeah, and
absolutely terrible.
Transtar.
I don't think they use that anymore.
No, probably
But
because one of their buses set on fire when we were there.
another one set on fire after we left.
Nice.
Yeah,
Roll Transtar. Shout out to Transtar.
the bus
Sponsor
is
this
just
podcast.
firing up, blaze it up.
God, luckily I wasn't on that bus. I would have died. Uh, luckily nobody died. Luckily everybody was okay.
Oh,
Cool.
you took the
Missed it.
bus like all the
Yeah,
time, didn't you?
yeah. I didn't have a car.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. We took my ex's mom's car, so of course she had it all the time. So,
Mm.
and I didn't. Yeah, I just didn't have a car. So I would always have to mooch off of you and Connor if I wanted to get to Target. And
I
Matt.
I remember I'd pick you up from work every now and then.
Yeah, if like I worked at Art or
Yeah,
you worked the morning shift at Blizzard.
yeah. I picked you in. What was her name?
Oh boy.
Kate.
Oh gosh, you picked me and another person up. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
from art.
Kate.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kate. That's right.
yeah,
That's yeah. Her and I worked there for like a week or so. So
yeah.
yeah.
Because you went back to art near the end.
Mm-hmm.
Did we even go through all your 4 places that you worked? We
We
didn't
don't
talk
really
about them
we
specifically,
don't have
but
to.
oh well, yeah.
I'll just say my favorite was Typhoon because that's where me and my good friend Wesley reunited. Shout out to Wesley if you are listening. Him and I have a nice Snapchat streak. Um, so yeah,
I remember. Didn't you only work at Blizzard Beach for a week or so?
yeah, like 2 weeks, and then they transferred me to Typhoon. Then that's where I met like most of my friends. Like Wesley was back there. Then I met Michael and Justin
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yeah.
Then like that's like in our my homegirl Brittany, she was also there. She was banned from Patterson Court after having a Fortnite party at my place that one night because we stayed a little later than they stayed a little late, and you're not
She
supposed to
was
be.
she was actually banned from
Yeah, she
Patterson
was
Court.
banned from like 2 months or something like that.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
I think Maddie was too because she signed her in. So yeah, Maddie was banned from coming to.
Wait, does Maddie live in Patterson Court?
No, she lived in Chatham. But no,
Chatham.
she was banned for signing people in, is what I meant.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
because, yeah. So,
Yeah, I guess we never mentioned we lived in Patterson Court.
That's right.
People
But
called
yeah,
it the old folks' home of the Disney living.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was nice. I enjoyed it.
I think it was better than Chatham.
Besides the fact that I had to sleep on a bunk bed, but
Oh, who didn't? Everybody had bunk beds. Vista, Chatham. At
you
this,
didn't. You got your own bed.
well, that was your fault. I would slept on the top bunk if you would let me room with you.
Oh man.
We should
Uh,
we should let
what?
Paxton and Hayden be roommates. That would have been quite the entertainment.
That would have been hilarious.
They were
Hayden would
already,
have lost his mind.
dude. Hayden and Paxton hated each other.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, so that's what made it so fun. Not like, oh, there's stories, but that just whatever stays in Patterson Court stays. Don't want to tell the world about their problems.
No
So,
need for that. I guess so. Let's tell the story about our day off when we went golfing.
oh my goodness. Do you want to tell her? Or should I?
I'll start it off, and you can roll
Okay,
from where I
okay,
leave.
okay.
So, uh, one of my coworkers, ironically, worked at a real golf course. I worked at miniature golf courses, and she she worked at a golf course, and she had said one time, if you're ever wanting to play golf, just let me know, and I can get you on for free. And so Anthony and I did. We actually requested a day off together, didn't we?
I think we just looked at each other's schedule and we conveniently had a day off.
Okay. So so we saw far enough in advance that we had the day off together. So we said we should do something that day, and I said let's go free golfing, and so I hit up my coworker that mentioned it, and she just said, "Yeah, absolutely, I can get you on." And I told her that we didn't have our own clubs or anything because who's going to bring their golf clubs down to the college program?
Michael
But
Crosby.
but then so she said, "No problem, they can give you free rental clubs," and we were just astonished. I said, "This is going to be something else." So we show up, and this place is so nice.
Oh gosh, like that's where like the lavish people go.
It was so nice. Just to give a reference, I looked up how much it would have been for us to golf if we didn't get on for free. It was somewhere 175, $200 a person.
Yeah, like this guy, he goes in, he goes, "I want to pay for me and my three sons out there," and he goes, "All right, 650." And Phil and I look at each other like, "What did we just get ourselves into?"
Anthony's wearing his like cargo shorts and twins t-shirt. I wasn't wearing anything really any better. And I just said, we do not belong here.
Oh my
And
god.
because we're not great golfers by any
No,
means.
no, no, not at all.
We just wanted to go have some fun. But we get out, and a guy loaded up the cart for us. They were brand new Callaway clubs, and we each got 6 Callaway golf balls, all for free. And the golf cart had like a touchscreen monitor in it where you could order food anywhere you are on the course. It would tell you how far to the pin on your hole, and then once you got to the green of the hole, the scorecard would pop up on the screen to put in your
Yes.
score. Oh my gosh, that was so nice.
And you already know where we went to afterwards to celebrate a nice round of golf. CC's
Absolutely.
Pizza Buffet.
What? Oh, keep telling us about the golf story.
Oh, so we like get there and like they load up our cards and Phil and I look at each other and we're like, do we tip these guys? Like Phil like pulled me to the side so they couldn't see us. He goes, "Dude, should we tip them?" So we each pull like a 10 or a 5, and we're just like hand it to them, and they like look surprised because they see these guys like us come down. They're like, "Oh, we ain't getting a tip." So like we're golfing and we're like shanking them, and there's like people like chipping them in on the other side, and there's this guy like watching us from another hole. He was like, "What are these peasants doing here?" then But so like we kind of got out of the view of most people, but then we got to another hole and we saw a freaking gator. That was
Yeah,
insane.
that was the highlight because I wanted to see a gator while I was down in Florida,
Mm,
and one of my coworkers now here said she lived in Florida for 8 years or so and only saw one gator. So we got lucky.
yes,
That
but
was fun. We drove right up next to it.
oh yeah, then it started like moving its head. And we're like, go, go, go.
Oh my gosh, that was a good one.
So like, yeah, that was one of my favorite moments with Phil at Disney was going golf and then getting CC's afterwards. That
You
was a
want
day off
you
well
want you want to
spent.
know one of my favorite days off with you?
Oh boy, I already know what you're gonna say.
Speedboats.
Speedboats.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you want me to tell that story?
Yeah, you go ahead.
So Phil and I were just like laying around. This was actually at the beginning of the program. He goes, "You want to go ride a speedboat?" And like I was like, "What?" He goes, "Oh, one day I want to go to the Contemporary, and the Contemporary has these little boats that you can rent for like half an hour and drive around the bay over by Magic Kingdom, and like you can drive legit, and you can see the castle from the bay." So Phil and I were just like sitting around one day. He goes, "Do you want to go venture out and go on those boats?" So we go drive to the Contemporary, and the
No,
guy
Grand Floridian, actually.
Grand Floridian. That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Grand Floridian, and we go to we go to this we go to the gate, and the lady goes, "What can I do for you?" And it feels like we're here for the speedboats. And the lady looks at her advisor and is like, "We have speedboats here." So like we feel stupid because we feel like we're at the wrong area. The guy goes, "Oh yep, just pull up to the left." And they're just down over by the bay. So we go there and just Phil, Connor,
Well,
and I
the first time it was you and I who went, but it
just
was it too
close.
late or something?
Yeah, it was like closed in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, they closed it. The last time they could go out was 4, and it was like 4:30 or something.
Yeah,
And so, yeah, they said, "Sorry guys, you got here just too late." So then we came back with Connor.
and that was quite the journey. Phil and I shared a boat, and of course the weight limit was like what 300 pounds, and we're both like 200 plus.
We're pushing the weight limit. That's for sure.
It's so Connor was like cruising, like going 75. It looked like in Phil never go. It looked like Carl Fredrickson going down the stairs with his automatic and up. That's what it looked like.
Just for record, Connor was not actually going 75.
He was going
Those
like
things
25.
those max speed on those things were maybe 20 miles
I don't
per
know.
hour.
The second time you and I went around, I got one that
Oh
was
my
cheap.
gosh, you were zipping around. Yeah, so Anthony and I did this again.
Oh yeah, we did.
Twice.
We did twice, and like I got pulled over, and the guy was like, "You got to slow down in these parts."
I
I'm
was
like,
telling my parents about that. I said, "Are you kidding me? These things don't even make a wake at all. Going full speed."
yeah, like I remember you were like behind me, and all of a sudden, like the dang police like pull up next to me. They go, "Sir, you're gonna have to slow down. You could crash into a big boat." I'm like, I can see when a big boat's coming at me. They honk so loud, and
Oh yeah,
they
they
go like
turn on their orange lights or whatever.
yeah, and it's like going 2 miles per hour. Like if you hit one of those, you're stupid. Yeah, so speedboats was definitely my favorite pastime. Also, the Tampa Bay Rays game was also cool.
Yeah, I was just about to say going to the Rays game was really fun.
I called in
Even
that day.
oh because I wanted you to go with it, and
That's like
you
one of
you had to work, but
yeah, I had to work, but then like I didn't call in all year, and like people are like, I'm not going to work today. I'm calling in, and I'm like, I was never like that, and I was like, program ends in 2 weeks. Who cares? So I called in, and uh, it was a smaller check that week, but so worth it. But
yeah,
by the way, on record, the Tampa Bay Rays field, worst field in MLB.
trash.
It was so bad.
The experience was cool being able to go to it, but the worst stadium in MLB
Tropicana Field,
easily.
you gotta make a new field. Like I'm sorry.
You heard about how they're playing. They're gonna play half their season in Montreal.
Right?
Yeah,
So dumb. Probably because they can't afford to.
the first two city team.
That's so bad. But this is a Disney podcast. We should stop talking about baseball.
Wow, what we can talk about this. The one cool thing they had the Stingrays. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And Phil Paxton and I were at batting practice trying to barehand catch some balls. Every time one even got remotely near us, we would always bail because it was coming so fast.
It's coming so hard, and all we had was our bare hands.
I didn't even think of it. Like, we got there, so we were like one of the first people in line, if not were the first people in line, and you could park right next to the stadium.
For like, what, $5 or something?
$5, yeah, it was cheap.
$5 to park front row, about maybe 20 feet from the stadium.
And like, my favorite was like all the officers blowing the whistle when there was a home run coming our way.
Yep. Ball coming. Beep. That was hilarious.
Then we got McDonald's on the way back.
Oh, yeah. You remember... So, this sticks out to me probably just because I was driving. You may not remember it, but do you remember that giant, like, oxygen tank that was rolling down the interstate when we were driving on the highway?
I do. I remember you going, "What the heck is that?" In like your little Phil Southern voice. I'm like, "What the heck?" Remember there was also that sign telling us that a person was driving in the opposite direction.
Oh yeah.
I was like, "We're dying."
Yeah, we saw that tank thing, and then we see the multiple signs that say "Caution: Person driving wrong way on the interstate," and I was thinking to myself, maybe you should just stop them and pull them over or something.
Something, like put some of those like things down that deflate tires so nobody else gets hurt.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I love how they just had a sign for that. Only in Florida, man. Only in Florida.
Only in Florida. Man. What are we doing on time for this now?
Well, we're getting near the end of the episode. We
got so much to cover.
We'll make it into a third episode, guys.
Is that gonna be all right with you guys? I hope that I'm entertaining you.
That's okay. We'll make it into a third episode. If you guys enjoy it, you guys can keep listening. Anthony and I are enjoying talking about our Disney time.
Like, if you guys enjoy the college program, this next episode is going to be quite the one to listen to. I'm just going to tell you that.
Yep.
We're going to cover the nitty-gritty.
So continue listening. We'll cover a lot more about the college program and everything like that. Stick with us. Once again, like our stuff on social media, all that good stuff. What do we got? Instagram. We got Cast Conversations. And
you guys not do YouTube?
We stopped doing YouTube if you guys want us to start putting up videos on YouTube, we can. Let us know if that's something you guys want. We kind of just figured more people just enjoy listening to audio version on the podcast, and all it would be is just a video of us talking. But so if you guys want videos of us on YouTube, we'll start that up again. I think we just did our first episode on YouTube. Two episodes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so we did 2 episodes on YouTube, and we kind of just figured more people just listen to it on either through Apple Podcasts or Spotify pretty much. But yeah, I mean, if that's something you guys want, let us know. DM us on any of our social media. Something we always leave out, we also have an email, castconversations@gmail.com. Email us with any questions you guys have for us or anything like that. Twitter, Cast Convo, and Facebook, Cast Conversations. All right, we'll continue with Anthony on this next episode. See you guys.
Peace.